How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the skins for this next week, and well, with the huge jungle update coming, a lot of these skins are going to be jungle themed. So, starting off, not all these skins will ever make it into the game. Some have a chance, some don't. Every week, the game's creator and lead dev, Hulk, picks out 8 to 10 skins, and after that, it moves on to the next 100 skins submitted the next week, and the next 8 to 10 skins from that. So, hey, that's how it goes. Starting off, we're going to jump into my personal top 10 picks this week, and the first up is the Vine set by Yui. And it is a combination of a poncho and a bandana, and I think it looks really good. And then you've got this crown, which is actually a boonie hat. So it is actually a 3-piece set. And the vines just look really well done. They match the vines coming up in game, the flowers and everything. It just pops and doesn't look flat. Next, we have the Jungle Warrior set by B3D, and as you can see, this hoodie and pants are just sculpted from here to there. You've got the details on the feathers, then you've got these carved animal hide pieces, there's jade jewelry, you've got tiger hide down here. I mean, there's just a little bit of everything. The more you look at it, you see some teeth. I mean, there's just all sorts of details. There's, a nice pattern on the hoodie and everything. This is just altogether a really beautifully done hoodie and pants. Then next up we have the Jungle Revenge High Qual set. With this you've got vines crawling all across, and then you've got this ancient kind of set, and it has a nice kind of sandy texture to it. It doesn't look, flat or metal anymore. It does look like it's made out of old stone. And it's just really well on theme, and I think a lot of people could go for this one. Maybe a little bit of gold adornment here and there might make it, a little more interesting, I guess. Moving on to our deployables, we have the Jungle Locker, and look at this. It has this beautiful stained glass, and of course it has a glow to go along with it, which we'll show you here shortly. It's just really beautifully done and stands out. Then over here we have a vending machine for you, the Jungle Treasure vending machine by Zoldono, and as you can see, the whole thing is solid gold, and then you've got the little symbol that is on the rock skin and some of the other stuff upcoming in the update. Then we have ourselves a rug for you, the crocodile rug. There's a few different ones submitted, but this one just really popped. Really looks like one of those fake kind of floating crocodiles you can put in your pond or a swimming pool, and they just did a really good job at capturing it, and it just looks like one of those things you could hang up on your wall. Then over here we have a garage door for you, and there's so many garage doors as you'll see, but the Aztec garage door just popped to me. I love the sculpting on it, the difference between the parts where you can kind of see there's like a sandiness, and then you've got more of a kind of bamboo stone flat look, the way the snakes kind of pop out, just altogether really well done. So we can go ahead and kill our lights, take a look at our glow here. You can see it's very nice. There's also an alternate version that you can see down in the description that is gold instead of kind of green and brown. Then if we head over to the vending machine, unfortunately it only has standard glow. That is the one big downside to it. And then we have the locker, which definitely, very much so, glows. Next we got ourselves weapons, and first up we have the Ancient Machete by Fresh, and this one is just done really well. We have so many cool looking machetes. This one is definitely right on theme and fit in with a lot of the other awesome accepted ones we have. Moving on, we have a bow. There's been a few, but this one just really stood out with this glow and the eye and everything, and it looks like it would glow. I shouldn't say glow. It doesn't actually glow. It just is bright and shiny. You've got vines used as the grip, and it just has a little bit of a shine to it. Almost a, neon green coming through some of those cracks, which I think is a very cool effect. Then, last but not least, we have the Grub-a-Pillar version 2, and with the jungle and hiding in bushes, it just seems appropriate, and it's just so well done. It really just does look like a grub. There's even some weird juice there from, I guess, shoving the barrel into the grub. So, there you go. One way or another, that's the top 10. Let's take a look at the rest of the amazing skins. Alright, jumping into our clothing, we've got the Jungle Ops Burlap set, and there you have it. It's kind of more of like a navy green kind of combo going on, so yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's water jungle kind of combination. How do you guys feel about this one? Then we have ourselves the black alligator set with a bandana and a poncho. They did a really good job at making the alligator skin actually look quite a bit like scales and realistic here for sure. Then we've got some tiger skin with the predator poncho and bandana. And yeah, it's got a little nice little adornment around the edges. Looks like, I don't know, maybe like a golden bone, or maybe is that snake skin? That might be snake skin or more alligator skin on the inside, all goldened up with the tiger pelt. Then our next one is going to be the jungle leaf poncho and bandana. As you can see, you've got some croc teeth, I'm assuming, and well, some ladybugs actually, and some moist leaves. Then we've got the version 2 of the Reptile Hunter bandana and poncho. It's been a long time since we've seen anything for the Reptile Hunter set, but the pieces that are accepted were flying off the shelves as, well, green and jungle update, so this would just make sense to pop in the shop. Next we have just a poncho for you, the Jungle Vines poncho, but I wouldn't trust it as just vines because it looks like there is a poisonous viper amongst the vines as well, which is a fun little detail. Next we have ourselves a jungle safari hat with, well, safari booty hat, and I mean, there it is. Nice and simple, but it just fits. In case just the boonie hat doesn't do it for you, we've got the Jungle Defender set, which is a boonie hat and a hide shirt and pants all combined up. Nice little Indiana kind of Jones vibe. You've got teeth on the belt, some kind of, you know, temple eye. You've got these flowers from the vines. All together, a nice little look to it. Love the teeth on the hat. Next we have the Jungle hoodie and pants, which, well, pretty much is a ghillie suit. We've never really seen something that's exactly looking like a ghillie suit make its way. We've seen a lot of green camo stuff though, so hey, maybe it has a chance, but this one is definitely very fresh and I can see a lot of people loving it for sure. Next up, from the king of cosplay himself, we've got the crocodile cosplay set, and most of all of the cosplay sets that are accepted in game are from Milo, so here's Milo's latest, the crocodile. Very silly and funny. Looks like it has all this, you know, moisture across it here, like the croc just popped on out of the water. Moving on, we've got the Jungle Ghost hoodie and pants, and oh, there we get a little too close. As you can see, this has all sorts of nice little details. This was also contender for my top 10 skins. Sometimes I wish it could be top 20, but then we just end up with the whole list. But I love the vines, the intertwined, you know, croc skin, and then there's a little bit of armoring here and there. Definitely has a very nice rust look that just fits. Next, we've got continuation in the banana leaf set with the banana leaf jacket. And yep, this is a jacket skin. It's totally carved up. Looks very cool. This was, again, another one that was in contending for the top 10. Just the leaves and everything are done beautifully like the rest of the set. A little bit of coconut shells added to go along with the update. And it just looks really well done. Moving on to armor, and yes, armor, the fish hood. That's actually a deer helmet without the antlers. I kind of think the fish with antlers would have been kind of funny, but there it is, the fish hood. Next up, we have continuation for the legendary set with version 2 of the road sign, and it has an alternate helmet that actually has a little bit of a glow there with some eyes. So kind of creepy, but it kind of does give away your head, so probably a bad idea. Thankfully, there is an alternate version that doesn't have the glow, but still looks just as cool. Next up, we have the Flashbacks version 3, and you know what I always say, version 3, after that, it's pretty much time to give up. So here it is, version 3, perfect timing would be to put it in as jungle camo. Will it happen? We'll just have to wait till Thursday to see. Next, we have kind of a more abstract camo here with the Jungle Warden set by Alloy, and as you can see, it's kind of like a grid with some camo mesh and then just a bunch of leaves literally stuck to it. And I like the look of it. It's very kind of cobbled together, and that just fits Rust's vibe. Next, we have a tactical tiger set for you with the Tiger Claw set by Kosum. And yeah, this is actually pretty fresh looking. It's got a nice cut face mask, as you can see. And it's the opposite of all the other stuff. You know, it's all green, but still jungle. And this happened to be jungle, but not green. Next, we have ourselves a Temple Guardian set for you. This one is also done quite well. You can see the little moss and so forth kind of sticks up separately. Some good sculpting done with this set as well. Next, we've got a silly tiger set for you with the simply just called tiger set. So there it is, the tiger high qual. Still looks metal, but kind of carved out. Has a little bit of a Tony Tiger kind of feel, a little cartoony look to it, you know. Then next up we have the gorilla armor, and yeah, this is just kind of crazy looking. They did a really good job at sculpting it. You've got kind of the fur on the edges, on the cheeks and so forth, and the chest piece really does kind of look like a big old metal gorilla chest, and I think they did a great job on this. It's definitely creative, and again, not green. Next up, we have another critter set for you with another called Black Alligator set. Well, you know, it's an alligator and it's black, so there it is. But this one has two versions, a kind of cut out face mask with the teeth, and then without it. I think without the teeth, it kind of just looks too much like a normal face mask, so I think this version looks the best. Last but not least, we have the Jungle Raiders for you by the same people as Forest Raiders and Desert Raiders, so this is another good contender. And it's got two different versions, one's with and without the text as usual. And there it is. You know, with this being so similar to the Forest Raiders, do you think we could see this pop in? How do you guys feel about that? Next up, we've got some backpacks for you, and the first one's going to be the Black Paladin backpack. So you come around the straps and so forth, you'll see it has a really kind of fancy plush look with studs and gold and so forth. It does look like it has a couple issues here, maybe with the normals or so forth, but a lot of skins seem to be having that right now, so a nice re-upload should fix it. Last, we simply have a backpack called Leaf, and as you can see, it's made of bamboo and so forth. You come around the side, and the whole thing is this bamboo and like monstera leaf backpack, and I think they did a good job. This one definitely fits quite well for the backpack and the shape of it, and for the jungle update itself. Alright, next up we've got our deployables, and boy, there are a ton, so let's get through it. First up, and the only sleeping bag this week, the Jungle Tomb sleeping bag. Then we've got some small boxes. First one's going to be continuation in the clan base set. Then we have ourselves the Aztec small box. Orange storage box, just bamboo box. Then to our large boxes, we have the jungle large wooden box, very much so themed after the building skin. Then over here we have ourselves the Curse of the Ancients box. Moving on to our furnaces, we have the first one here, which is going to be the hay furnace. Thought it was wheat at first, but apparently it's hay. Then over here we have ourselves a mossy, overgrown furnace, complete with glow bugs, the jungle moss furnace. Then we've got this crazy plant over here, the carnivorous plant furnace. Probably the coolest looking furnace this week, I'd have to say. Moving along, we have a couple barricades. First one here is going to be the jungle stones, and then we have the jungle camo. Moving along, we've got tons of rugs. The first one is going to be the Trebuchina rug, followed by the Lena shroud rug, the jungle snake rug, then you have the jungle ivy, fern leaves, monstera leaves, the alligator, looks like he's coming through some mossy, nasty water there, and then we have more of kind of artsy croc over here with the crocodile rug. Then we've got two that are not jungle themed at all, a sanitary manhole cover, version 2, and then this crazy medieval little rug, the Shields of Greatness. Moving on to our doors, as you can see, we've got quite a few, and we actually have quite a bit of wooden doors this time around. First one here is going to be the straw door by Legacy. Then we have ourselves the Lucky Bamboo wooden door. The Jungle wooden door, complete with a little talisman of some sort. Like the back of it. Very bushy looking. Looks insulated. Then we've got some artwork for you with the Beasts of the Jungle. Very happy looking. And the Spawned in Dangerous. Moving on to sheet metal doors, we've got a couple here that aren't jungle themed. Starting off, we've got the general sheet metal door. The Darvaza sheet metal door. Blockage sheet metal door. Then we've got the Jungle Guardian, which has some really cool details, as you would expect from Little Ranger. Then over here, the Gods of Jungle door. Sloth version 2. Then we've got some more fun little artwork over here for you with the Jungle sheet metal door version 2. And the Plodarium metal door, complete with a red-eyed tree frog. Moving on, we have some double doors for you. The first one here is going to be the Brutalist sheet metal double door, which has, of course, crazy transparency, just like the rest of the set. Moving on, we've got a very kind of industrial raider, you know, kind of look to this one with a Racer Club sheet metal door. Garage Grunge, maybe? Would that work? Then over here we have ourselves the Jungle Guard Zone sheet metal door. Moving along, we've got this crazy chain garage door, simply just called Chains, and man, it's a really cool effect. And I think they did well enough to make it not look too flat. Then we have ourselves a Captured Mermaid garage door. Cyber TV garage door. Love the old retro look to it. Welcome to the Jungle garage door. Jungle King garage door. Forbidden Temple garage door. Neon Jungle garage door. Jungle's door. Do wish this one they did something with the roller though. Just painting it green, a little bit, you know. Moving along, the Echoes of the Ancients. Hidden Hunter. Queen of the Jungle. And Tepakatapolka garage door. Man, I probably butchered that one. So let's kill the lights and take a look at the glow. Absolutely love the glow on this one. Eyes are great. Always creepy and fun. It's a pretty cool glow there too as well. And we have our double sheet metal doors. Cruise on down to our first glowing sheet metal door. And then none of our wooden doors glow, so we can head over to the rugs. Got that medieval kind of rug. Really like the glow on this one actually quite a bit. And then we can head all the way down here to the rug with the fireflies. And I believe there's so many different rugs here. I'm going to double check to make sure this is the right one. I want to say this is the Lena Shroud rug. Yeah, it makes sense because it's up higher with the glow bugs. Then if we move along to our furnaces over here, you'll see our crazy plant friend here has pretty normal glow. Until you kind of get away from it, you can see that it does have a little bit of a glow through all around. Then you've got the glow bugs over here. And then through all of the grains, you can see a nice little kind of cozy glow, I would say, you know? Then we have one of our large boxes. And man, look at that orange box. It is orange. Clan base. And lastly, there is a very, very light glow to the sleeping bag. Alright, let's move on to those tools and weapons. And first up, we have the Druid's Hammer. And man, this thing is shiny. Look at that. Big, shiny, green jade. Then moving on, we have quite a few rocks for you. First up is the Crocodile Rock. Nice, goofy little, you know, he looks so innocent. Then we have the Tiger Rock version 2, complete with a glowing eye version, which I have to say looks really cool. Then moving on, we have the Tiger Cub Rock, which is just, you know, one of those cutesy kind of things. Then we have ourselves the Blue Snake Rock, which also has a bit of that kind of cutesy vibe going on, hatching out of that egg. Then moving on, we have the Ultramarine Rock, which also is going to be a glower as well. Then we've got a few more rocks for you. This one is the Mystic Ivy Rock, and it also has a glow, which is quite beautiful. I like the mix of the purple and the blues. The pink, it's actually more with purple and blue. But there's that. Then we have one last rock for you, the Yarn Ball. And, well, it just looks like a giant ball of blue yarn. Then we have the Axe Nana and Pick Nana for you, part of the banana sets that just hasn't made it quite in. So maybe with version 2, this set will have a chance. Then we have ourselves some combat knives this week with the Combat Crocodile Knife. Definitely love the look of this one, very fun. And the Tiger Knife. Very kind of basic, clean look to it. Moving along, we have some more bows for you. The Crocodile Bow. This one is also very close to my top 10. Is, again, beautifully done. Very much so. Love the details on this. This, you know, reptile scales look real and almost wet still. Very good design there. Then we have ourselves the Hunting Bow Jungle Trophy. This is more on the very kind of old, cobbled, handmade, kind of mossy, old wood design. And then we have the Pit Viper Bow. Very cool design. Love the scaling and so forth. And you've got these really comfy looking grips. And if you look, you can see the snake's head just barely there at the top. Moving along, we do have a Crossy this week, and it's the Ziggurat Warden, and you can see it's got a little bit of everything. Bamboo, it's got snakes, it's got cobbled together scrap. Whole thing is just rusty and right on point for the theme. Then moving on, we have the Hunter's Prayer pump shotgun. Very cool looking carving to this. The wood is carved, and then whatever the green part is supposed to be, you know, I don't know if that's clay, stone, I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like, but it's not metal and it's not wood. Maybe it's like a carved green polymer or something. One way or another, very creative little design to it, for sure. Moving on to our pistols, we have the Jungle Bite Python for you this week. And as you can see, this kind of has a little bit of a cell-shaded look, and you've got the nasty kind of teeth up front. Aiming down the sights, you've got a face, and the hammer is actually like a tongue. You can see kind of, yep, there it is. Very funny. Love the design there, and it's nice to have a red tip to the side. Next is going to be the Constructed Sap from Odyssey. And man, the details to this just are crazy. You can see like the little gears and the little constructor pieces. It's kind of hard to do with this kind of stuff, and it just looks well done. Aiming down the sights, you've got a nice yellow tip against the white. Then we've got ourselves the Jaws Sap, and I think we may actually have a sap called Jaws already. I'm not sure, but that's for help to figure out if he likes the gun enough to put it in. But I like the kind of clean, like, cut look to this. It's kind of like with the tiles instead of scales, gives it kind of a unique thing. Aiming down the sights, it is unfortunately just green on green. They could have added maybe a little bit of that white from the teeth or maybe the yellow from the eye there. Moving on, we have ourselves the Ambush Custom SMG, and this whole thing looks like an old kind of rusty SMG with like mud or something on it, but then you realize it's carved and it's actually like a camo design. And I think that's quite cool. Aiming down the sights, you can see that much better. Unfortunately, there's just the normal kind of iron sights going on there. Then we have ourselves a Thompson for you, which I skipped over, so here it is, the Thompsonino Crocodillo. Love the name there, very funny. Love the, you know, cartoony kind of graffiti look to the art style, and just how they kind of made the scales pop. Aiming down the sights, you do have a yellow tip against the green and this goofy looking crocodile, which is funny. Alright, then back on track, we've got ourselves another custom for you, and this is the Rage SMG, and it's kind of looks like a fever dream. You've got a blue dog and color explosions everywhere. Aiming down the sights, you do have a red tip against the silver. Moving on to MP5s, we've got a continuation with the muscle memory set, and man, this just looks so good. The carved bone and the muscle tendons is just a really cool job. Aiming down the sights, you do have a red tip against the bone white, and there is actually a version 2 which is a mix of blue and aqua colors, which is kind of crazy looking. So you should check it down in the description where I've got the link to the collection. Alright, our next MP5 here is going to be the Ancient MP5. Has a nice kind of green mossy look to it. Aiming down the sights, you've got a kind of slightly lighter tip against it, but still green on green. Then our last MP5 for this week is going to be the Jackpot MP5, and the whole thing just has a nice little casino vibe going on. It's very scrappy looking, but bright. Aiming down the sights, nice red tip against that very dark navy kind of blue. Onto our rifles, we have the Jungle Predator SAR with this crazy tattoo style tiger on the side popping through the bamboo. Then you've got tiger grips and everything. Very cool look to it. Aiming down the sights, you do just have normal kind of gunmetal for the sights, unfortunately. Moving along, we do have another SAR for you, and it's the Jungle Treasure, and this one's kind of more just a simple look. It just has a little bit of green, and the rest is kind of just a SAR. Aiming down the sights, you do have a little design, a little bit of green locking through, but again, just kind of gunmetal for the sights. Moving on, we have ARs for you, and the first one here is going to be the Deep Jungle AR, and this whole thing looks like it's made out of wood, but some of it even pops and glows in a way like the bamboo almost looks like it's fluorescent. Then you've got these little man-eating plants. If you aim down the sights, you can see this seems to be having that same issue with the normal some of the other skins are having, but that is, again, an easy fix. And then you've got a black versus red for the sights there. Then we have ourselves the Aztec Watcher AK, and as you can see, this one is all made up to look like mossy ancient stone. Then when you aim down the sights, you can see that it's kind of just a cobbled together mess, and there's honestly something there that kind of looks like a ball sack. I'm not sure what this is, but there you have it. Next up for our ARs, we have the Jungleborn AR, complete with tiger scratches or panther scratches and vines and blooms. Aiming down the sights, you have purple and blue for the tips. And there's that. Moving on, we have the Swamp Predator AR for you. And as you can see, it's another kind of crocodile design. Very well done with those scales. Aiming down the sights, you do have a nice red tip to finish that off. Moving on, we have the Apex Predator for you, complete with panther and gold streaks and flowers and eyes and red tip and all. There it is. Boom. You tear off its bottom jaw and reload it right back in. Then we have ourselves the Tropical Predator, and this thing is all fancy looking. You've got like carved bone, and then you've got the tiger, actual, tiger skin. Then you've got some carved leaves and everything, just all together beautiful design. And it has a red tip. Moving on, we have another AK for you, the Aztec, simply just called the Aztec. So there is that one, and it has a black tip. Then we have ourselves the Heat Seeker AR, and this art is just absolutely amazing, but that's not surprising because it is done by Vase. Only reason this one didn't really pop up into my top 10 is because, well, the DLC is going to have its own AK, so the chances of an AK coming out this week is probably pretty slim. Aiming down the sights, there's this crazy weird custom sight, and then you've got this crazy kind of color warping change. I mean, it is definitely one of the coolest ARs this week. Next up, we have our last AR for you, the Jungle Fury, and this one has two versions. One actually has a glow for the eyes, and then down on the back, and yeah, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I kind of like the ones on the side, but this one kind of, I don't know. I feel like it would make me aim weird because I'd be focusing on it, but that's probably just my problem. Next, we've got a couple LRs. First one here is this like solid black LR for you, the Prowler, and as you can see, it's got some spots, and then you've got this panther on it. Aiming down the sights, you've got a big old view of that panther and nice red tip. Then we have ourselves the Wraithroot LR. As you can see, it has this little root design going through it, and it kind of has like a color gradient where it becomes green at the tip. Aiming down the sights, you have green kind of metallicness against that nice red front sight. Last but not least, we have the Azure Snake LR, and this has this really cool, beautiful, reflective snake on it. And then you kind of have like almost a see-through kind of mag design, you know, going on there. You can see the bullets. And this was a contender for the top 10. It is really kind of crazy looking. But I think a little bit of the camo parts look a little rough, and that's the only reason it didn't make it in the top 10. The snake part looks absolutely beautiful. Aiming down the sights, you have these crazy cut sights. There's two versions, one without, but of course we want to see the good one. So there that is. But that's going to do it, everybody. Sound off down in the comment section below which ones you're hoping to make it in the most and why. And we'll see you on Thursday for the giant jungle update and whichever skins made it. Thanks for watching, and stay rusty.